Yo, you ever get that nagging knot in your upper back? Here's why and what you can do about it. When muscles and other tissues back here get tight, it restricts motion in this area. If you can't get these tissues to relax and move, then it can become uncomfortable. Just like if you were sitting in a long car ride and you couldn't get out. Now, most people try to stretch this to get it to relax. But the problem is all of the stuff back here crosses multiple joints, multiple ribs. How do you stretch each individual rib? Short answer, breathing. So the mobility drills I'm about to show help use breathing to get ribs into this area to move better. And if you stick around to the end, I'll show you some strengthening movements to help get these changes to stick long term. The best place to start is in a sitting position with a mini band around your wrists. Keep your elbows bent and lower than your shoulders. We're looking for about 60 degrees of shoulder flexion here. Look straight ahead and make sure your chest is parallel to the wall without slouching. Take a slow 5-count breath in through the nose and a soft 5-count exhale through the mouth. As you do that, reach your elbows a little bit into the table. This will cause your upper back to move a little bit backwards. Just make sure you don't crunch as you do it. From here, spin your arms outward. This is gonna work your rotator cuff muscles a little bit, which help control the scapular position needed to keep the upper back open. In this position, moving only 75% of your air, do the same slow breathing like I discussed previously for 3 sets of 60 seconds. Now that exercise is great at opening up a little bit of space in between your shoulder blades so you can move freely. But you also have to be able to move this area dynamically. You can do that by combining a forward reach and driving more flexion in this area by sitting on the ground. Look straight ahead and take your arm and grab the opposite toe. The free leg is going to be bent out to the side. Inhale quietly through the nose. As you do this, straighten the knee. This is going to cause you to roll backwards, loosening up each segment on the backside of your body. Exhale and bend the knee. This is going to cause you to roll forwards. Make sure to look straight ahead as you finish. The biggest mistakes people make with this exercise are flopping hard backwards, driving the motion through the trunk. If you drive the motion by moving the trunk, that's going to stiffen up muscles on the back of the body. We're trying to get those to chill, so you want to make sure you use leg drive. The other mistake I see people make is looking down too much with the neck. When you look down with the neck, this causes a stretching sensation in the upper segments. Now you might think, oh, that's cool, I need to stretch to get them to relax. No, when you feel that stretch, that's the muscles tensing, but from a more lengthened position. We want these things to turn off and let go so your upper back can freely flow. Make sure to look straight ahead as you straighten the knee and bend the knee. Do this roll for 3 sets of 10 per side. Then if you really want to target that upper back area, but it does require the most mobility, you need to be able to drive rotation. The more you can rotate, the more your upper back and ribs can move, and the better that nagging knot's going to go away. I like doing this by lying on your side with a yoga block in between your elbow and knee. Press that elbow and knee into the block at about a 3 out of 10 effort. This is going to start to work the abdominal muscles a little bit. If you get the abs working, that's going to cause muscles on the backside of the body to relax a bit better. Take your free arm and grab across the rib cage, making sure your head's supported during this movement. Quietly inhale through the nose. As you inhale, you want to roll through your back. Exhale, roll forward. The biggest mistakes that I see people make are not applying enough pressure into the block. If you do that, then you end up just twisting through somewhere in your back, and you're not going to get the mobility changes that we need between the shoulder blades. The other issue that I often see is people moving segmentally. They'll either drive it through the neck or they'll drive it through the legs. Again, when you do that, you don't really isolate the upper back mobility gains the way we want. You really want to move this as one piece. And if by some chance it starts to get too easy, then you can change the block dimensions. Instead of going long ways, which is where I would recommend starting, you can shorten the block so your elbow and knee gets closer together. Try 3 sets of 10 rolls per side. All of those mobility drills are key to loosening up the area between the shoulder blades. And oftentimes at this point, that pesky knot can be gone. But how do you get these changes to stick? Do you gotta do these exercises forever? Well, a better idea is to be able to keep the motion that you gained while you're loading or stressing your body, aka lifting weights. And you can do this with both upper and lower body strengthening exercises. Keeping the arms at lower angles of shoulder flexion require mobility within the upper back. It's basically like Newton's law. If I move my arm forward, my upper back has to move into the exact opposite direction, meaning gotta move out and up like this, meaning those muscles got to chill. That's basically what we did with all the exercises prior to open up this area. So if we work our bodies with our arms arms in this position, then we can challenge our ability to keep the mobility changes that we got. The best place to start is with a decline bench press, alternating so we can bias a little bit more rotation. Grab 2 weights on a decline bench with your feet up on it. Have your knuckles pointing more towards the ceiling. That way the weight is going through the base of the wrist. Don't make the mistake of having your wrist cocked back too much, because when the weight's not going directly through the wrist, it's common to cheat by bringing the elbow inward, and that's actually going to limit the upper back changes that we want. Take an inhale through the nose. As you do this, you want to lower one arm, but the opposite arm should reach towards the ceiling. Imagine you're loading a bow and arrow, and then you're about to shoot it. Exhale and press the weight up. Alternate sides. So inhale, lower the bow and arrow, exhale, and press. Biggest mistake I see on the lowering phase is people arching their back. This can be overcome by making sure you're really reaching with that opposite arm. Try 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per side. You can also use this arm position in lower body exercises like squatting. In fact, to squat deep, the entire spine must flex a little bit to hit depth. That includes the upper back. If you drive that motion, you'll keep it loosened up for good. I like starting with a squat on a ramp because the ramp shifts your weight backwards and helps open up the entire backside of your body. Look straight ahead and hold a weight right out in front of your chest. Do your best to keep the arms at a 60-degree motion. Take a breath of air in through the nose at the top, and during the exhale, reach the elbows down a little bit and shift your weight so you're a little heavier on your heel. Make sure the foot stays flat. Keeping heel heavy, you're gonna inhale and squat down as far as you can. Exhale, come back up to the start. The biggest mistakes I see is people hinging as they squat down. This can be fixed by making sure you stay heel heavy and you push the knees forward as you drop down into the squat. The other issue I see is arching the back. A lot of times this can be overcome by making sure you keep the weight out in front of you. That's gonna act as a counterweight to shift you back more easily so you don't arch. You get it right, your quads will be cooking. Go ahead and squat up and down with this move for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Now, it's not uncommon for people with upper back issues to also have limited shoulder mobility. This video right here gives you a comprehensive guide on how to fix that, including testing and more, so it's specific to you.